everyone, thank you so much for tuning in. I am your host, Laura Afonso, and we are live here for GoLocal Prov in downtown Providence, and we have some tasty treats in the studio ready for you today. But before we get started with all of that, we have a very special guest. We have Skylar Bouchard of Dining with Skylar Skyping in from New York City today. Skylar, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, of course. So Skylar is an international food and lifestyle blogger, social media personality, and maven. You do a little bit of everything, and you've gotten all of this accomplished by the age of 25. So thank you for taking the time out of your very busy schedule for joining us.
Oh my God, of course. This is so much fun.
Awesome. So Skylar, tell me a little bit about how you really built your brand of Dining with Skylar, all of your background, and how you got to where you are today.
Wow. It's been a long road in building Dining with Skylar. So I grew up, I had a lot of culinary passions. My uncle is in the chef industry, the restaurant industry. My parents didn't cook, so I grew up eating like waffles, donuts, Pop-Tarts.
Things in the freezer section, yeah.
I was like really into foie gras, beef Wellington, bouillabaisse. So I had this like low end and high end love of food from the very beginning. And that kind of, as I grew up, I started to really explore that. I traveled internationally for sports and got to know the international dining scene, which I'm very fortunate I got to try. And then when I went to college, I noticed there were no young women doing what Anthony Bourdain was doing or what Andrew Zimmern was doing, and I really wanted to break into that space. I was 19 at the time, and Instagram was a brand new thing. Blogging was kind of like weird, but I was like, okay, the only thing I know how to do, like I love food and I always knew I wanted to entertain, so let me try and do both of them online. And I just started posting photos and documenting my experience going to different restaurants, and that really evolved into not only documenting my favorite dining experiences, but making things in the kitchen that I stand by, and the brand really just grew from there. And now I do a lot, as you know.
Yes, definitely.
But that's like in a nutshell. I know that's a lot. So.
Yeah. So you started in college and you kind of caught the social media wave just as, it was starting to build, and it really kind of worked to your advantage.
Yeah, I was fortunate. There were no young women doing this at the time. And food Instagrams were just becoming a thing. It was like me and The Infatuation and a few others. So people started to follow fast, and a lot of people in New York started watching what I was doing, which was really great.
That's amazing. So you started off not with the handle of Dining with Skylar, but with something else. Tell me about how you transitioned that brand to where you are now.
Yeah, so originally I found the name NYC Dining on Instagram, and I thought this was just going to be a way of organizing photos from different restaurants in New York, so I didn't know what it was going to be. I used that handle for 5 years, and I graduated college. I had about 40,000 followers who all followed me as NYC Dining, and I had a website called Dining with Skylar, and I knew I wanted to change that because it's more my experience than a guide. So I did the rebrand in 2017, and it actually went very well because people were used to seeing me, but it was a really big risk. But I'm really glad I did that because now I can do more cooking and I can do more travel, and it's been really great.
Definitely. So you took from NYC Dining to Dining with Skylar, and it's really opened up a lot of doors for you and allowed you to travel internationally and taste a little bit of everything all over the world. So I know that you just got back from Dubai not too long ago, which is amazing. Tell me a little bit about some of the places that you've traveled that Dining with Skylar has taken you, and maybe a favorite dish somewhere else in the world.
Oh, that's tough. I went to the UK. I just went to Utah for work. I went to Vegas. I went to Dubai. I've been all over the place. My favorite place I've been, it wasn't for work. Actually, I was studying food in Hong Kong. That was one of my favorite places.
Wow.
And also went to Cape Town, not for work, but I incorporated work into it, which was my favorite. Favorite dish I've ever tried. That's so hard because my favorite part of exploring new cultures is discovering foods that I wouldn't know about here.
Yes. And I'm sure that with New York, you have a little bit of everything right at your fingertips. So.
Exactly. Yeah. So I think it's not really a favorite dish, but it's like most surprising. Like I was in Dubai and I ate lamb's brain or sheep's brain.
Sheep's brain. So that must have been a very interesting flavor texture combination.
Yeah, very rich, very gamey, but it was cool to try. You know, that's what I want to be doing.
You're never scared of trying anything. You have to try it once before you know that you don't like it, right?
Exactly.
Definitely. So Skylar, you are around food 24/7. It's always involved in your life. Tell me about Skinny Swap and how you use that to stay balanced.
Skinny Swap is near and dear to my heart. So, like I said, I explore all these restaurants. I love finding creative dishes. And what I realized is, you know, people always ask, what are you doing when you're not out eating? And I'm like, I never really watch what I eat. I never limit myself. I always incorporate dairy, wheat. Like I eat everything that you're not supposed to, but in moderation. And I wanted to create a series where I would remake these restaurant dishes with wholesome ingredients because for me, it's not calories or cutting things out. It's about balancing your flavors and your ingredients and making sure you're using things with no additives. That's the thing that I find to be really bad for me is just artificial stuff in my food. So that's why I created Skinny Swap, and you can find recipes that, like, I just ate a buffalo chicken pizza that I remade with a carrot and celery crust, which was really cool.
So cool.
So it's fun things like that, and I love that series, and I'm definitely going to keep it going. But it's all about balance. That's how you do this whole job. It's not about working out too much. It's not about eating too much. You just really have to make sure everything is in tandem.
Absolutely. Like you said, everything in moderation. So if you're going out for donuts or, you know, cheesecake, you can have a little bit of everything in moderation.
And you know that.
Yes, of course. So Skinny Swap, where can we find you? I know that you post them on your Instagram feed. Can we find you on IGTV? Where else can we find Skinny Swap?
So my website is withskylar.com, not diningwithskylar.com.
Okay.
So it's withskylar.com. You can find all of my recipes and just save them, make them yourself. Or Instagram is Dining with Skylar, and you can see it on IGTV and my feed. So Amazing. It's all up there.
Yes. So you definitely stay very busy, and Dining with Skylar has definitely taken you to many places. Tell me about your work with some major companies like the Food Network.
I love working with Food Network. So I actually initially started this blog, like I said, because there were no young women really doing what I was doing, and I wanted to do on camera. Food Network approached me in 2015, and we started a relationship from there as an on-camera digital host. So I've done a few series with them. My latest series was called Treat Yourself with Skylar, where I profiled beauty benefits of different foods and ingredients that you use, and I get like beauty treatments, which was so fun. And then a lot of doors have been opened through that. I also work with Amazon as a live host, and I do hosting for a bunch of other platforms, whether it be online, and I've worked with the cooking channel. I was on their last season of Unique Sweets, which was such a surreal opportunity.
Oh, that is so much fun. You really get all over the place.
I do.
Definitely. So when we see your work on Instagram, we are constantly seeing the most delicious looking food all over the place, and it always looks just so tasty. So what I want to know is if you could share with us how you get the shot. You know, we always see the best shot of it, but we also don't know how many shots it takes you to get that way. Do you have a team? What is your process looking like to really make sure that you're getting the best content possible?
In the beginning, it's no matter what, no matter where, who you are, it's all lighting. So It doesn't matter what camera, honestly, just make sure your lighting is daylight. I use the Google Pixel all the time. I have 4 of them. They are the best phones. They have the best camera, and I find those to be really great in getting shot. But I take so many photos. You know, it's all about that lighting and the composition. And before I had my team, it was just me. So I'd be on the street, holding my burger, oh my God.
Oh my God.
And now I incorporate myself a lot. So I have an assistant who helps me out on all of my shoots. And so it's a lot of work, and people don't realize that, like you said, when they're looking at this shot of pasta, they're like, oh, whatever. Some people are like, oh, all you do is just take a photo of food. I'm like, oh, I am not just taking
You're
one.
If you only knew.
100. Yeah, exactly.
Definitely. So your Instagram is really, really just exploding. You have over 175,000 followers that are, a captivating audience of yours. So tell me a little bit about how you feel that Instagram is changing the way that people go out to eat.
I mean, from the beginning, it's funny. I did a news piece about this at NYU in 2014 about how Instagram was going to be the new way that people found restaurants. And
Yeah.
I think it has just proven to be so powerful because I think everyone looks at the geotags, which it means you can find the restaurant on the map on Instagram and like can just see the menu right in front of you. And I think
Exactly.
that's so powerful because you don't have to just guess what your dish will look like. You can see it, and if it looks really good and if it's getting good reviews, you then know even more so that you should go to this place. So I think Instagram has been great for restaurants, for people interested in food, and for diners. I think there's really no loss there.
Absolutely. You can definitely kind of seek things out. Like if you see one of those like crazy grilled cheeses that's on like a hook that I've never even like heard of before, you can see that on Instagram, find out where it is. It shows you right on a map and it brings you right to it. It's really amazing.
And it's great for inspiration for cooking. I think it's so cool to see dishes. And then if you're not in New York, you can make that at home.
Definitely. So maybe we can skinny swap things that I can't get in New York City right here in Rhode Island.
Yeah. I need to come to Rhode Island, by the way.
Absolutely.
Really
We have such an exploding dining scene right here in Little Providence. We are a small state, but we just have so many amazing culinary experiences here. So we definitely have to get you out to Rhode Island. But speaking of the Instagram wave, can you tell me a little bit about some trends that you're seeing in food, whether it's something that you have come across internationally that's popping up here in the States, or just something that we might be able to see going forward?
Everything is big lately. It's not a trend that I like, but I've seen people post giant cocktails, pizza. I'm not a fan of it just because I don't think it's sustainable to like serve food like that.
Yeah.
But that is a trend, and I see it everywhere. Another thing is liquid ice or like dry ice smoke.
Yes.
I don't know. I was in Dubai, and I had these frozen cheese balls. It was so weird. It's like cheese puffs, but it came in smoke, cold smoke.
Oh my
and
God.
I saw those in San Francisco, and I heard that they were in like Chicago too. I think that's also a new thing. So those, I think playing and experimenting is always trendy.
Wow, that's amazing. So people want to see big things. It's just over the top. That's kind of the direction that things are going. And I've seen a lot of dry ice in cocktails, but that is the first that I've heard of it being used in food and smoking things like that. That's really cool.
Yeah, you should check it out.
I guess we'll have to keep an eye out for that on the horizon. So I have to know, we know that pizza is one of your favorite foods of all time. What is your dream pizza topping? What is your go-to?
Oh, I'm about to say something so controversial.
Oh, let's hear it.
I mean, I love the classic cheese. It's always my go-to, but I love Hawaiian pizza. So you can
I am
hang
right
up on
there
me.
with you,
It's
girl.
fine. I know I'm going to get hate messages. I'm going to go hide now. I love Hawaiian pizza because I like sweet and savory, and my boyfriend and I fight about it all the time. I also love sweet Italian sausage and peppers.
So
But
good.
So good. Like, I don't care what you say.
Oh, I am here for Hawaiian pizza. It is just the perfect balance. You have the salty from the ham and the sweet and like tang from the pineapple. I just think that it's the perfect pizza topping. I was in Italy a couple of years ago, and they actually used a deli meat slicer to slice the pineapple, so it was almost like thin shavings, and it was the best pizza I've ever had. So I am right there with you on that.
Oh my God, I'm in Italy. If I ask for Hawaiian pizza there, I think my family will disown me, but I'm going to do it.
You've got to do it. You've got to do it. So my last final question for you is, Skylar, where are you off to next? Where can we see you going?
Oh, like physically or with my job?
I guess you could answer both if you'd like.
I'm going to Italy this summer, so you can stay tuned for that. That's going to be amazing.
Oh my God.
But in terms of work, hopefully I'll be filming more Food Network episodes. I've been told that I will be, so we'll see. So you can keep your eyes peeled for that. You can always find me on my Instagram, and I just hope to do more hosting gigs. But another thing I've been doing also, I have a media company, so I think you'll see me posting a lot more about helping other companies build their social media, build their presence, and more than just food. So a lot of things.
That is really incredible. I did see that you started a media company, and I love how on your social media you will do the little ask me a question piece, and a lot of people flood you with, advice or tips on how to run their own social media page. So I think that would be the perfect fit for the direction that you're going, and you have so much knowledge and experience that, it's of course only natural for you to be able to help other people with that.
Well, thank you so much. It's very nice.
Of course. Well, Skylar, thank you so very much for tuning in with us. If you could one more time tell us where we can find you on Instagram and online.
Thank you. You can find me on Instagram at Dining with Skylar. My other account is also Skylar Bouchard. I do beauty, lifestyle, and all of that fun stuff. And my website is withskylar.com. So lots of Skylar. Yeah.
We love seeing you on there. I know it's very different from just seeing like regular food blogs, but having you involved in your posts really is a little bit more of a personal touch, and we are all here for it. But we really love following where you're off to. We can't wait to see all of the pasta and pizza that you're going to be eating in Italy coming up, and we are just wishing you all the best.
Thank you so much, Laura.
All right, thank you, Skylar. And everyone, please don't go anywhere because we have some really tasty gelato coming right up.